Hi friends, today I woke up and I just wanted to play today, and I think this is going to be really great for you during the holidays because it's just a mindfulness type of exercise, but it's also just for fun. There's no perfection here. It's all about giving yourself permission just to kind of slip into play and being able to have a blank page in front of you and not feeling that pressure to create something beautiful and perfect. It's just going to be watercolor splashes using pens and markers, shapes and lines, and whatever your heart desires. So some of the supplies I'm using today, this is my Artisto pad. You know, I use this all the time. It's 140-pound cold press. You could also use a mixed media paper if you're going to be adding in maybe markers or Copic markers or something, whatever you like. And I was kind of playing with some of my colors. I actually like this color palette. I was thinking about sticking with a little bit of a analogous color palette, but I have a feeling once I get into it, I'm probably going to end up adding some yellows. Oops, I think my pad, by the way, if your pad gets dried out like mine is starting to, you can wet it and then let it sit for a while. So mine's kind of running out. I wet it occasionally. So the other thing I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to give them a little spritz here, not too much. I don't want them drenched or puddles. This is my Lang palette by Paul Rubens. This is the student grade. And the difference is it just doesn't have the light fastness that the professional Paul Rubens do. But if, you know, for my everyday painting, it's perfect. I mean, look at these gorgeous colors. They're so pretty. I love them. And they can be both very transparent and as well, they can be quite vibrant. I've got on standby here my little Marys from MABs. You know, I love those, use those all the time. I've also got my gold ones here. I'm just going to give them a tiny squirt. I don't know for sure what I'm going to use. And that's kind of the beauty of sitting down to do this is it's like, just do whatever comes to you. Don't have to have it all, you know, planned out. So I'm going to start first, and I think I'll use a larger brush because I want to cover this area. I'm going to use my big old bad boy, my 16 round. You can use a Princeton, which I'll link below here as a great option. And I haven't shown these in a while, but that Degato set is fabulous. I still think it's such a great option. You get like 10 of them for maybe $15. And they're all rounds. And I've been using these for almost 2 years. And as long as you're taking care of them, they really do well. For a beginner, you don't want to be overwhelmed with, you know, the cost of your supplies. If you want to go Winsor Newton and all Princeton brushes, of course, do that. But I think for the beginner, what I've noticed is, you know, they don't want to have this huge investment to begin with. So the first thing I'm going to do, and there's really no rhyme or reason to this, I'm just going to splash colors on my paper. And the colors I think I'm going to try and use, I'm just going to play with them here. This is that beautiful red violet in the Paul Rubens Lang palette. The one next to it here is a little bit purpler. Ooh, I mean, look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? I love all the Paul Rubens products, and I've used them for decades. Here's their purple, which looks very similar to this. This one has a bit more, let me move that around, a bit more red in it. The violet is pretty much a pure violet. I don't have the swatch sheet in front of me, but what's really cool is a lot of the Lang student pigments are contain one pigment color. So that's kind of a great thing. And then I think I'll go into some of these blues. So when you use an analogous palette, it's very calming. It's very, it just kind of flows because they all are similar biased. So I like when I'm just playing and I'm just want to relax, I like to use an analogous palette. Let's see, what else should we put in there? Let's go for, what color is that? I think I'm going to go for a lighter blue. And let's just see what, like I said, once I get in here and I start painting, I kind of, you know, and that's the point of this, go very intuitive and what I feel like adding in the moment. There you go. So that's a very nice, gentle palette. I'm going to add a few greens. And the way that you can kind of connect palettes, even if you're not using the colors right next to each other on the color wheel, let me show you. So right now I'm kind of going into these colors, but I could add green in as long as it contains one of these colors over here and one of the yellows that is also cool. Then that way it really kind of connects them all. Where if you're using complete opposites, it's a little bit more of a pop and not quite as fluid. So I wouldn't use that bright yellow by itself, but I would mix it with maybe that blue. And look at that beautiful green we get. We get kind of that emeraldy green. So I think that's really pretty. I love the light green with the Paul Rubens too. So these are just some colors that I might throw in there, see how things go. Cad yellow. Just for some little pops of color, I'm gonna try to predominantly use these here because I just really like those. So we'll see. All right, and that little swatch stamp, I've shared that quite a bit. I love that. I use that for a lot of my paintings just to kind of get a grasp on what I want to paint. So again, like I said, this is such a great little exercise, especially I have a lot of you ask me, you know, I feel like I'm in a writer's block. I don't know what to paint, and this is perfect for that. So let me pull up, I try to make myself little notes so that I can share those with you. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do first again is just lay down that water. You can spray your sheet. Like this is really take creative license here. And I think I'll start with that light blue. Lots of water, just nothing particularly in mind. I'm just kind of putting the paper down, putting the paint down, just letting it do its thing. I'm even leaving some white spaces in there. I'm gonna go into that beautiful pink because I love it. You could use any of those pinks you want, just really use the colors that call to you. This is not about creating anything perfect. And look at these fun effects I'm getting. Isn't that so cool? Like, look at this one here. It's like a little river. I love it. You can really do whatever you want. You could add salt in here. Let's see, let's add a little bit of that pink, maybe up here. That's actually, I went into the purple. And by the way, I'm sure you noticed, but I did tape down my paper just because I knew I was going to be using quite a bit of water here. And I'm using a lot of water because I want to get these fun effects like this. Let's see, where else could we add in a little swirl of color? I could even do some splatters. Let's try that. Let's see, we'll use that pinkish color. And this is my paintbrush, by the way. They are sold out, but you, like I said, can use the 16 round Princeton, which I'll link below for you. So splatters are always fun, especially if you have a lot of water, because they'll really kind of spread out. Just going to encourage them with some drops of water to kind of do that. And there we go. I think I'm basically done. What I'm going to do now is I am going to soak up a little bit on the edge here. Some of that water. You could even turn your page like I'm doing. But I kind of like these billowy cloud-like looks. And then now I'm going to give this a dry. So I'm going to pull out my handy dandy little heat gun and let's give it a dry. Okay, there we go. So I've got a lot of fun little shapes here. Some fun white spaces. Now what I'm just going to do, and this is the really fun part and the very kind of meditative part, and it really gets your brain thinking creatively. But remember, this is just for fun. So step out of if you feel pressure right now to create something incredible. This is just for fun, and whatever you create is going to be beautiful. I've got these outline markers as a choice. Let's see what else I have here. I have my Ohuhu liners, which I love. So I can use those and then maybe paint in a little bit more. Let's see. So I'm just going to sit with this for a second, and I'm going to kind of observe, maybe turn my paper different ways and see. I'd love to hear what you see. Kind of like that direction. And just let yourself, let your imagination kind of go wild. Do you see a flower, a bird, maybe a little critter or little gnome, or just a cool abstract shape? It's all awesome. Just let your imagination water. Now I'm going to grab my fine liner, and I'm just going to start outlining some little shapes and patterns I see. Don't overthink it. And just kind of trust your instincts here. So I just made that little fun design. Let's see, let's go here. We've got another one. I love taking what is already in here in a shape and turning it into some type of abstract art. I think that's really fun. I think down here, I'm just outlining where the paint organically went. Now you may see some fun shapes or specific animals or something. Of course, my mind always goes to, a flower shape, but it can be anything you want. Whatever just feels fun to you, just doodles, dots, lines, shapes, whatever you want. So I'm just going to go in here. And this is a great exercise. Like I said, if you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, I just don't know what to paint. Let's make this one a little circle. Something like that. We've got this here. It's interesting to see what your mind will pick up as well. So like I said, of course, mine picks up flower type shapes because that's kind of where my mind goes. But it can be really relaxing. Look at that fun shape. Isn't that cool? Maybe I'll do some little polka dots in here. A little spiral maybe. Another spiral here. Like that. And have fun with some of your markers and pens as well. I'm actually going to, let's see here. I think I'll make a flower coming out of the top here. Ooh, look at how fun that is. Something like that. Maybe I want to do, it's always interesting to see kind of what your mind picks up. I always have fun with that. Like, oh, that's interesting. My mind saw that. And then I'm going to take, I think what I will do is take, I have this fun little thing that I happen to find. I've had it forever, so hoping it works still. It's a pinpoint roller quickie glue, because I used to play a lot with these sparkles. So let's just see what we can do with that. I should have tried this beforehand. It's hopefully it still works. Let's see, where can I add that in? How about, let's outline this. So you probably can't see it, but what it's doing is laying down, I hope, a very thin pen line of glue. And then I'm just going to sprinkle this over. Oop. Oh, hopefully it doesn't dry. Sprinkle this on there. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So fun. You know me and my sparkles. I can never have enough of that. I was so happy when I found that pen. Now I'm going to just dump that off. So that worked pretty good. I'm glad to know it's still working. You could use color pencils here. I mean, really put it all together. I've got this little Ohuhu marker. Or this isn't Ohuhu, this is, not sure which brand this is, but I'll look that up for you. And I can go in here and do some outlining. This is like a metallic, which of course you know I'm gonna have my metallics in there. Just outline that. There we go. Maybe make some little dots. Kind of fun. Let me show you that. But look how pretty this is already. And then I can even go in with my, let me grab my 8 round. I can even go in with my Mirror series or any of her paints. This is the Mirror series. And let's, I think I'll put this up here. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I never tire of this paint. Look how it moves. Isn't that so fun? And maybe a little Mirror series right here. And what's really fun about this, these MAB metallics is they let that color underneath soak through. So look at that. You can see the purple underneath. And then let me see if I have some yellow glitter. I think I do. Hold on. And we're going to put that on this flower here. I've got pink and white. Let me grab some more here. Actually, let's use the pink. Or you know what? Maybe even purple. I've got all these. Don't remember where I got these. Had them for a while. But let's grab a purple. Since we've already got a lot of purple in here. And I haven't used these in a while. I should use it has a sprinkle thing here on the cap. Let me see if I can get rid of that in there. There we go. There we go. I think that's a lot safer. I tend to get a little crazy with the sprinkles, so there we go. And I think what I'll do is go in with this pen. Now there's probably other glues you can use. I have a thicker glue somewhere, but I'm going to use this because I kind of like that fine line. So I'm just going to outline each of those. And I know you can't see this, but it's leaving a pretty thin line. Let's just get that on there. Ooh, so pretty. And we'll dump that off. Oh, look at that. Oops. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I think I am going to actually add a little bit of green because green is purple's opposite. And I think it could be really pretty. I thought of that because my tape is green. So let's do that as well. Oop, I dropped my brush here. I'm going to use my 8 round, but you know, you can use an 8 round Princeton, which is my next favorite, the Princeton Velvet Touch. And I think I'll paint this like a light green. Maybe I'll even mix some of this with some blue. Yeah, I like that. Opposites are nice, complementary colors. For just that touch of pop, I'm going to rinse my brush off. And pull that down. And now you can see those underneath colors showing through too. Look how pretty that is. Now, because I added green there, it would be good to add a little bit more somewhere else, just so there's some cohesiveness here. So let's maybe make this like a greenish color. I'm using that light green in my Paul Rubens. There we go. Don't want to do too much mixing here because mixing purple and green, because they're opposites, would create mud. So I want to be real careful with that. And then I think down here, maybe we could add even a little bit more green or maybe some blue. I have both on my brush and I'm just kind of letting them mix and mingle all themselves. There we go. And that really draws your eye around the painting. Darken that up a little bit. There we go. That's kind of fun. Let's see, what else could we add here? We could do this little rainbow. How about if we start with a purple? Keeping that cohesive palette like that. And then maybe some of that blue. And I'm going to even let them kind of blend together because they are similar in color. And then what other colors should we do in there? Maybe some of that turquoise blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Then I'll just fade it out over into here. There we go. And even let it mix a little with the green. But look at these fun little designs I'm getting. Let's see if we could maybe paint in that flower. I'm gonna say, let's paint it in that rosy color. Now I'm not sure what's going to happen here because I've already got sprinkles. So I'll probably definitely end up with some sprinkles in my paint. There we go. Kind of fun. Look at that. I like it. There we go. I could even add in a tiny bit of blue to that. Let it mix a bit. Just plain, see what comes up for you. Maybe do the center in the blue. There we go. So fun. I was thinking, let's see, I feel like I want to add something to this. So let's see what we could maybe add in. Maybe I could add in some more of that. Let's use some of this blue to kind of spread that around. I think that was this one here. Going to go over here. Oop, that was a little bit too much water. There we go. And I'm just painting around the little dots I made with my marker. And I'm varying the values as well. This for me in the evening is just so meditative and so relaxing because I don't feel that pressure of perfection. Now just fade that out a bit. There we go. And look at that. Let's try a pop of yellow. Put a little bit of yellow right there in the middle, which because it's on top of the blue, it's turning just a bit green. And then I think I will add some yellow to this one. This actually looks like a little head, doesn't it? There we go. And then maybe up here or here, I could do some yellow. Actually, I think I'll do there we go, a little swirl. Maybe add in a leaf here. Like that. Maybe a ranunculus here. And a leaf. Just keep adding to it. So I hope this is inspiring for you and such a good exercise if you are feeling a little burnout, a little bit, I just don't know what to paint. This is a perfect little project for you. Let's see, let's do another swirl or maybe a flower here. I'm just going to keep tucking things in. Maybe a little flower here, another ranunculus. And look at all the interesting things. Now I can paint in this leaf or this leaf with my green, just like I normally would. Wetting my brush. This is also a good way to figure out, you know, discover some new palettes, some new colors that go well together. Fun. Maybe do a little pink rose here. Just using the tip of my brush like that. This one here. Ranunculus are so easy. And we've got that little daisy type flower there. We could do that in a purple. I'm going to turn my paper here. There we go. And I could just keep going, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here and let you have fun with this. So many different fun things you could do. Just keep drawing lines. Lines are always very meditative. Leaves, lines, swirls. So relaxing. And what a fun little piece. Let's take the tape off and see what it looks like. Sometimes having that little white border can really make something look beautiful. So I'm just going to pull this off. I typically would wait till it's completely dry. But we're going to go for it here. Ooh, see, look at these beautiful colors. We've got sparkles, we've got metallics, we've got squiggles. So many fun things here. And hopefully they still make this. I will look, gosh, I've had this for years and years. Sakura, it looks like, is the brand. I'll see if I can find a link for that for you, because it really is kind of fun. And I'll probably keep painting on this as well, but look at that beautiful white frame around that. Isn't that so pretty? I'd love to see what you guys create, and you can email me at debbiewalkerart@gmail.com and see what you can do here. All right, everybody, have so much fun with this. Let yourself go when you're feeling a little stuck, uncreative, bored, uninspired. Grab this. This is going to totally give you a sense of freedom. It's going to allow you to really tap into that creative side with no pressure. All right, everybody, have fun, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here with me in our little channel. I love it. I love seeing familiar faces every day. And don't forget, I do have my beginners online course. It's fabulous, 17 lessons. There's worksheets. It's the core of all the core principles in one place if you're just starting out in watercolors or you need a refresher. And I will link that as well below. Happy painting, everybody.